Whenever you hear a "walks into a bar" joke, is it always the same bar imagined in your mind? What does it look like? Am I the only one who thinks of the "ouch" punchline and therefore a rusty iron bar? Old-time Western saloon. In my head it looks like Moe's Tavern. Always cheers. Looks like nothing. A Fantasia. Paddy's Pub. The Drunken Clam. Grilby's Undertale. Basically Paddy's Pub but without all the green. It's horizontal. Metal. About 10 feet long. About 3 inches in diameter. And about 5 feet off the ground. Never occurred to me until you asked. But it is always the pub in the village I grew up in. Mustn't have been in there since a kid getting on 20 years ago. The Regal Beagle. The bar from New Girl. It's actually the bar in How I Met Your Mother. Never thought about that before. The Mexican saloon with Cheech behind the bar. Horizontal. Brushed aluminum. Like you usually see in the handicap bathroom stalls. Not really any logical place though. Just built across a sidewalk for some reason. It looks like Moe's Tavern, but with the entrance on the other side. After hearing this one, a man walks into a bar. He then said ouch, it is now just a large metal pole. The Gold Room Bar from The Shining. It's always the bar from Cheers. Or a literal metal bar. Metal pull-up bar, possibly made of lead or steel. They whack their heads right into it. Yeah, there's always a fat, bald white guy in a somewhat stained apron that's gray but obviously used to be white, with a mustache cleaning the same glass behind a wooden bar table. Mine is always an old Western saloon. Or a literal and poorly placed bar of metal that people walk into and hurt themselves. It looks like a shitty dive bar off a dirt road in bumfuck Mississippi. There's priests, rabbis, a giraffe, and all kinds of other colorful characters in it. I never stopped to think about this. For some reason I always imagine a bar from an episode of What Would You Do? Quote, I think it's in NJ. Kinda like Skyrim's The Bannered Mare. The bar from Cheers. The Winchester. In my head it looks like the bar in Goodfellas where Billy Bats got shoe-shined. Moe's Tavern from The Simpsons. For some reason I always imagine a smoky old West saloon. Everyone's wearing cowboy hats and staring at their drink trying to mind their own business. I just think of the milk bar in Majora's Mask. Joe's Bar from Grey's Anatomy. The bar from the Cleveland show TBH. Swinging doors. For sure. To accommodate the necessary number of folks who are walking into it during the joke setup. I think of Antonino Banderas walking into some bar in Mexico with a guitar case. Often yes, but not always. That classic bar where the sheriff walks through the door things and asks for beer. Brown wooden walls. It is dark place with dark furnitures with green cushion. Bottles are there in the shelf. The paint is dark variant of red. The door is brown with faded gold knob. A generic D&D tavern complete with hooded man in the corner. Cheers https://en.wikipedia.org/wiki/cheers-media/file:/media/interior_2.jpg. Two baby seals walk into a club. I always think of Moe's, from The Simpsons. Cheers. Always, cheers. The Krusty Krab, for some reason. Moe's Tavern. It's always Moe's Tavern in my head. It's the same bar. It has one of those doors you see in Western movies at barbershops. It's got casual lighting. And bar chairs. Nothing special really. It's the bar from that movie about the War of the Stars. IDKY but just a counter. Fake stone walls, dark wooden bar. I always imagine a bar from my favorite game. IDKY. It's not like it's an important or memorable location. But for some reason whenever I think of a bar, that's what I envision. I've never realized this but yes it is. It's the pub I worked in as an 18-year-old student. Not been there for 30 years but that's the bar I always think of. Yes, tears of joy, tears of joy, tears of joy. I always imagine an old-fashioned bar with wooden stools and maybe there's a piano somewhere. I don't know why, but it fits the story better in my mind. I thought I was the only one. Tears of joy. Holy shit. I never thought about it. But it is the same bar. In my head, it's sort of an English pub with dark wood furnishings and gold taps. It looks like one of those log cabin type bars and has 90s type seats with a bunch of flowers with Mo Sizzalak running it with hot waitresses. OMG Sue Genius is a question. My bar is dark and has purple lights in it. The door is right next to the barman set. And the dance floor is tiny. Really badly drawn. My visual imagination apparently slacks off when it comes to jokes. Kinda like this. Literally a power pole lol. A dive bar. I always see a pole in the middle of the bar, even if there's no walked into a pole part included in the joke. The pole is always there. Irish sports bar in Boston. Actually no, every joke is its own bar. Weird that I never thought of it before. This just made me realize I always imagine a McDonald's restaurant. Like I'm the cashier and the customer is the person telling the joke. Always the same. The Crown Island pub that I haven't been to since I was a toddler. I am now 30. Kinda grimdark, to be honest with you. It is weird imagining a cartoon duck walking in on a space marine having a pint. It's always the Cheers bar. I don't even know why. I never watched that show. Cheers. Some classic Western bar with a swing door. I've never pictured it. Moe's Tavern, complete with the jar of pickled eggs. I imagine the bar in Cheers. Old-timey, with a guy in suspenders using a white cloth to wipe down a stein. No. For example, two men walk into a bar, third one ducks. In my head it's always Arthur's in Morris Plains, NJ. It looks like the bar I banged your mom behind. One of those Western saloons with the swinging doors. Why does mine always have swinging saloon doors? In my head, it's walking on the street and bumping into a post. Like the basement bar from Inglourious Basterds. Something like Cheers but inverted. Chilkoot Charlie's. If anybody ever played The Bizarre Adventures of Woodruff and the Schnibble, that one. It's the Armadillo Saloon from Red Dead 1. The bar from How I Met Your Mother. A stereotypical New York dive bar, and I'm not even American. The TV show Cheers. Yeah, totally the same bar every time. The one from the Desperado movie. In the scene with the joke about pissing on the bartender. Generic cowboy bar with a big slam when door opened by subject of the joke. Don't forget to share, like and subscribe for more content.